Let's play Anomaly in the style of misery. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to sort of roleplay in a certain sense as a Recon Scout, meaning I can only use weapons that would be considered high proficiency for a Recon Scout. And I should add some kind of stipulation regarding armor, since the Recon Scout has the lowest skill at, I don't know what it is, maintaining heavy armors. So that just means I can't use exoskeletons. Anything with an exoskeletal apparatus, I can't use it. But I can use exosuits. Duty ones are called battle suits. Recon Scout has the highest skill with science suits. I will call my character Rabbit, which is in keeping with the long-standing zone tradition of animal-themed names. My character will be an ecologist. Pacifistic? That's a misnomer. Apart from these goobers here, my only factional enemies will be Monolith and Bandit. As above, so below. But that'll be plenty to contend with. What I mean by as above, so below is predators that attack from above, parasites that attack from below. Well, I guess bandits are kind of predatory too, but they could be considered predatory parasites. Calling my character Rabbit because, well, that fits with the theme of Recon Scout, relying more on nimbleness and cleverness rather than brute strength. Well, that's the most interesting of those portraits. Hard survivalist. In my opinion, the most satisfying way to play Anomaly. Anomaly Custom exists, and it has 6 character classes, but I specifically want to mimic the character classes of Misery. Not guaranteeing that I'll do more than one, but I will try to do at least Recon Scout complete. Starting gear might not matter too much. I probably will edit this, so if there are long stretches of walking simulator, I'll probably speed those up and add some kind of music. I'm allowed to interact and acquire things however I so choose. I can buy, sell, and trade, or I can build, fix, upgrade stuff on my own, etc. Accessible zone, yeah, sure. .497. Interjection after the fact. I'll try not to do too many of these, but I wanted to point out 607, not 497, but 607.
Так, что там у меня еще съедобного осталось? Или перебиться пока?
Technically, this is my 6th character. My first character started for a Let's Play, so LP1, that's what that will mean. LP1 Eco 1A.
Здравствуйте, молодой человек.
Exploratory research. I'm not going to be reading everything. Yet when I say role play, I don't mean that kind of role play. I mean I'm just going to try to a thematic run. That's probably the better term. It's not technically a challenge run, but a thematic run. Similar in concept to a Borderlands Allegiance run. I'll do some of this exploratory stuff later, maybe. For now, this will keep me plenty busy. And I'll definitely do this sort of thing. Sometimes I forget that that's a stash, because it looks different from most other footlockers. Most footlockers you come across are either blue or OD green. I'll probably encounter snorks and zombified stalkers around these parts, and I'm definitely not doing the campfire save sort of thing. Anomaly is plenty challenging as is without adding unnecessary misery to it. I'm adding misery to my Anomaly experience in a whole other way. Not a whole nother way, but a whole other way. Coming across this stuff already. Even though it's old, that's a bit rich for my blood. If people still use that expression. As a Recon Scout, or a pretend Recon Scout, I'm permitting myself the use of, 4 rifle calibers, 5.45, 5.56, 7.62 by 39, and 9 by 39. With 9 by 39 being the heaviest caliber I can use, and it's the top tier Recon Scout caliber. I'm wondering if maybe I should narrow my pistol caliber choices down to 4. Or if I should just use all pistol caliber weapons. Because as a Recon Scout, pistol caliber weapons are in your wheelhouse. Just a plain old leather jacket. Doesn't have a, you know, a unique color scheme that makes it more sciencey. Might experience a touch of Tarkovsky vision. Shurik cider. A Geiger counter is essential equipment during the Hobo phase. Yep. Got a zombified one. Reason. Already got a classic Recon Scout type of weapon. And it's scope ready. Spetsnaz reload. I will probably be complaining a lot about the reload animations. Some of them. Some are good. Some irk me. I'm not ready to contend with snorks. I'm going to explore this corner. There might be more zombies. First thing I want to do is get my mitts on 7 bottles of vodka so I can trade with Spirit to get my first decent armor. I probably won't be using planted explosives all that much because they always fail to impress me. They're not very effective against the types of things that I would use them on. Pseudo-giants, especially. One pseudo-stomp will toss one of those planted explosives right back in your face. Which is amusing, but it also means it's not doing the thing you want it to do. one of my primary rifles will be the LR300. I'm going to add some stipulations that aren't in misery, just so I can narrow my choices down even more. In order to count as a Recon Scout weapon, as I'm defining it here. Oh no. Hatchet, where are you? Don't get stuck on branches. This isn't Borderlands. Oh. Hatchet, get out here with your G36. In order to count as a Recon Scout weapon, it has to have a barrel length shorter than 16 inches and a folding stock.
С чем пожаловали в м...
Не тот нынче подъел. Раньше было за один рейд нехило подняться можно было. Сейчас уж заказами с нарушениями в последнее время.
I don't have any vodka to trade with Spirit yet.
Чего тебе?
I'll upgrade my own faction's technician first, before setting out to upgrade others. I'll take some as I find them.
Здоров.
Nemirov vodka. It has to specifically be Nemirov. That's what I want, the Baril suit, for 7 bottles. And he will take a full 7, including that last swig, that 21st swig. But if you have 6 full bottles and a 7th one with 2 swigs left, he'll take that too. But if you have 6 full bottles and a 7th bottle with just 1 swig, that won't be enough. And by the way, his best ammo deal is 545. Just out of curiosity, let's see how much.
Ну?
It costs to fix this. About what I'd expect. I'm going to try to fix it up myself. Unless it breaks or something. That'll be for later. I'm not even going to think about doing a main quest line until I've built myself up some. Gotten past the Hobo phase. I'll consider myself to be past the Hobo phase once I have that Baril armor. Really any good, let's call it mid-tier armor will do. Predator Stalker suit, that'll do just fine. And 2 primaries in good condition. So basically all this stuff filled in and in good condition. And then I'm out of the Hobo phase.
Сколько у меня в заначках копилось? Чего пересчитываю?
С чем пожаловали в мою скромную лабораторию?
Great swamps. Not geared for that. Pseudo-giant eye. I'm not geared to harvest that either. Mama's bees. All of that is too advanced for my current capabilities.
Если что, к командиру, с ним беседуй.
Oak. Pianist. Can't talk to either of them, or they're just not interested. Just not interested in talking, which is fine. I'm not going to pry. I don't want to force myself and end up getting punched in the face. Watch me die to an anomaly on my way out of Yantar before I even make it to the wild territory of Demented Doom, a go-go, a controller. Already a controller. My first character was Hound the Ecologist. Well, isn't it interesting that this ecologist's name is Rabbit? You know, because hounds will ferret out rabbits. Hey, ferret, that's a name I haven't used yet. I don't like that word collective. I mean, I'll gladly do that task that's being described there. I just don't like the word collective. The reason the Geiger counter is important during the Hobo phase is because of stuff like that. I don't have the resources to waste on stuff like that, and I'm not above save scumming and quick saving if something goes wrong. What the Geiger counter allows you to do is avoid situations like that. The moment, like if you have the patience to creep along, the moment you see those numbers going up, you just back up and go some other way. And that can potentially save you from wasting huge quantities of resources that you probably don't have during the Hobo phase. Let's face it, the Hobo phase is not a whole lot of fun. It's mostly just tedious. and can be a slog. Let's see if I can make it through this my first time. Or will I get charbroiled? I made it. Just a little bit of a slalom there, but not really. Oh, I don't know. Slalom is probably not the right word. A true slalom would involve a lot more back and forth action. I hear a snork. As Hound, my first character, who was also an ecologist, as I mentioned before, I took out, I think it was 3 zombified stalkers in Yantar. I started with a Glock and a Kipperus, and from one of those zombified stalkers I scored a sawed-off TOZ-66. And then I came here to the wild territory and encountered a merc hanging out around here with an L96, the one chambered for 7.62 by 51. And not long after that I encountered a Chimera, which killed the merc. I picked up his L96. I died a few times, by the way, to that Chimera. Not big surprise. I did manage to take it out, using all the ammo I had. In every caliber. So I learned early on that 40 mils are the absolute cure for big game. Pseudo-giants, chimeras, etc. Although a chimera can be felled with a lot less than a 40 mil. But 40 mils are just so satisfying to use. What time of day is it? 11:42. Gotta be mindful of that battery power. Fellow Psy guy.
Здорово, дружище.
Sometimes stashes will already have stuff in them even if they're not marked on your PDA, so check them anyway. Sparkle Deadlock. Almost sounds like the name of a glam rock band. Oh, a cat. Cats and dogs are the worst in the zone. I'd rather face a pseudo-giant or a chimera. Not with my current gear, but just in general. I think I might collect journals and photos and, like, stash them in a certain place to be like, here's where we deposit all this stuff that reminds us of the fallen, reminds us of our humanity and the humanity of those who've been lost to the zone, all that sort of thing. Instead of callously selling them for just a little extra pocket change. Notice how I'm not running around recklessly. As I might be doing if I was wearing an exo suit or exoskeleton and stamina boosting devices. What an overcast day. Here's a trick I learned from watching Blondfire. I never would have thought to try that. What you do is you hold down your sprint key and press use. And you can actually pick things up, certain things. Part of what got me in the mood to finally do an Anomaly Let's Play is I've been watching What the Foxtrot Sexy Headphones and Blondfire. Their various Let's Plays. Old school Let's Plays. I've only ever done one Stalker Let's Play, and it was Oblivion Lost 2010. Oh, look at that. Already got a good helmet. And a pistol in a different caliber, and yeah. Well, it's trashed, obviously. By the way, always tear patches off before disassembling a suit. Otherwise, the patch will disappear. Let's see if I can do this without falling into that fruit punch and turning into Emil from RoboCop. Ah! What did I predict? The game's cheating, though. The game cheated by melting me through a wall, which it's not supposed to be able to do. Death number 1 of who knows how many to come. If I was doing Iron Man, that would have been the end of it. There's radiation in there. I will go ahead and put that on, even though it offers no protection. But the jacket basically doesn't either. This at least offers more carry weight. And this is possibly the best mid-tier helmet. There are 3 heavy-duty helmets. The Spartan, the Apocalypse, and the Exo Helm. In terms of stats, death number 2. And he was clever. He hid in the shadows, wearing his duster / slicker. And now he's not there. Judging by the curvature of that mag, I'd say that looks like an AK in 7.62 by 39. I'm going to have to look out and score a headshot or something. No, I'll take it. Good enough. Called it. And I've got another Recon Scout weapon. It doesn't matter how many times I die. I'm not doing any kind of masochist challenge. Anomaly is sadistic enough as is. And I've already got, which one is that? The advanced. The basic tools, it always seems like you find technician's tools in the opposite order that you want to find them in. And I'm going to try to avoid using old ammo. Even though it's really not all that bad. And I'm going to try to maintain a semi-straight edge lifestyle, but not to the extreme as duty. Not as extreme as duty, so I won't use hard drugs. Medicines I will use, probably just anti-rad. Maybe Cyblock, I don't know. But I will not use hard drugs. Not even Hercules. And I will only consume healthy food. And I will on occasion drink alcoholic beverages, but only beer and Nemirov vodka. I might also add the stipulation that I can't use any weapons that have integral accessories. That way I have to put the whole thing together myself.
О, привет!
Still debating that. Just how strict should I be?
Ну, привет.
He doesn't want to talk. Be wary of that stuff. Don't have any of the tools I need for disassembling stuff. Good thing I made it here. I'm already thirsty. Fresh 5.7. Wouldn't have expected to find that. Might as well start offloading stuff. Let's see if Voronin and Petrenko are offering anything I can actually do. That's weird. Something else I learned from watching Blonde Fire's. Let's play Anomaly with Crafting Challenge. There's a high probability that any dutiers in the area will do that for me, right as I get there. I'm gambling on that. And if that doesn't work, it said the depot, so that's probably referring to the train hangar. I think they use those terms interchangeably. Hangar is probably the wrong word for it. Zozo. SV-98. Probably the most well-rounded sniper rifle in standard issue Anomaly 151. Yeah, I'm still playing 151.
Да ты рассказывай.
I'll sell you. I'm pretty sure all medics would pay me the same amount resale. I usually prefer to buy, sell, and trade with my own faction's medic until I have all my factional, relational, goodwill scores maxed out. But that takes doggone forever. Walking back and forth and stuff. And yeah, I know you can often collect mass quantities of certain things, and then maybe you might luck out and someone asks for a handful of whatever. But I'm just going to sell it, and that should be good enough. Yeah. These aren't going to do me any good this early, so I'll just sell those too. But anti-rad, that I'll keep.
Как жизнь?
There's a chance that this will be the same as the other one, and then I'll get paid twice for doing the same job. That's one of my faves right there. And this one. The Bison, if that's how you pronounce it, is good. But its durability is lacking, even when it has all of its reliability upgrades. 40 mils. I'm still a bit too green for that. The only grenade launcher I can use is the M203. It's the only one that fits on any of the rifles that fit the theme of Recon Scout. In Misery, the M4 counted as a Recon Scout weapon. And that definitely accepts an M203. So does the LR300. So I will only need to concern myself with buying these, which are probably either M381 HE frag grenades or M433 HEDP grenades. And in Stalker 2, NATO type 40 mils, breech loading 40 mils are simply called HEDP, high explosive dual purpose. Oh, what should I buy? I should probably buy something. $15 rounds for that much. Condition 8%. Oh, no. It might turn out that what I'm getting myself into is absolute folly. But that's Anomaly. I'll go take care of my thirst in a moment here. First, before thirst, this little thing here. This little alcove. Watch out for that stuff on the ground. I always end up making use of that. Usually I put weapons in that blue footlocker. Once I've amassed enough stuff, that is. For now it doesn't matter, because I haven't amassed enough stuff to really need to organize it anyway.
Чего расскажешь хорошего?
So he's selling 545 for 1856 for 15 rounds. We'll see what the prices are at the flea market. I probably will be buying some quantities of 545 as well as trading Nemirov vodka for it. Once I've amassed collections of stuff. My busted weapons and armors and such go in there. Also, I will make use of disguises and infiltration. And the only faction I'll be able to do that with is bandits. Because you can't disguise as Monolith. You can wear their armor, but it doesn't count as actually disguising yourself as them. Same's true for Sin. You can wear their armor, but you can't disguise as them. I'm wondering if disguising myself as a merc will allow me to infiltrate bandit compounds.
Подходи, сталкер. Для таких, как ты, у меня всегда есть кое-что интересное.
Isrit armor. If I ever got into cosplay, stalker cosplay, I would want to make myself an Isrit suit.
Да ты рассказывай, с чем пришел.
Жилище. Ну и отлично.
This one I can do. Diurnal means during the day. Is it diurnal? Diurnal or diurnal? Opposite of nocturnal.
Если вы ищете место, где можно перекусить и отдохнуть, место, где можно хорошо выпить и поговорить, место, где вам всегда расскажут, как подзаработать,
Не тот уже хабар пошел.
всегда
Не тот.
новым посетителям.
Неужто завязывать пора?
This will get me on my way to scoring an actual worthwhile armor. Ha! I had a feeling I'd be able to get paid twice for doing the same thing. Wait, I didn't really pay any attention to the direction that said.
Время дорого.
Maybe it's two different things. Which is fine. That's fine too.
Давай уже, подходи.
I'm not capable enough for that task.
Как жизнь?
Ах, неохота мне за хабаром сегодня пойти.
I would gladly do this, but it's Jupiter, and I don't. Even though I can go ahead and use fast travel, I'm wondering. Fast travel is already.
Да ты рассказывай, с чем
Enable.
пришел.
Should I just go ahead? Normally I would.
Ну, что расскажешь?
Snitch offers the Topper's mission. .501. I thought it was 497. It said at the beginning. That means I'm lower than the lowest low, or whatever.
Что? Защитник человечества. Спать хочешь?
Monolith. I will only do the Topper's mission if all 10 of the top stalkers are enemies. And whoever the top 10 are at the time you accept the mission, those will be the 10 you have to hunt down and eliminate.
Неохота мне за хабаром сегодня пойти. Сейчас в гамачке.
I'll go ahead and eat the candy bar. Don't drink on an empty stomach. I'll find someone to sell that to. In fact, can't use this caliber. There are no rifles in this caliber that have a barrel length shorter than 16 inches, so none of them count as Recon Scout weapons. Organize your thoughts, you. I mean me. Ha ha ha! Perfect. They're right next to each other. I was hoping these would turn into get paid twice to do the same task. Jobbers. But whatevs. Let's see if I can get these guys to do my work for me. Am I gonna get chewed on by a dog? Slalom. I can't even contend with the lowliest creatures of the zone. This armor offers no protection. What kind of gun was that? That had quite the report. Saga 12. Is that an SKS or Type 63? I can't see the receiver, so I can't
Чем могу помочь, сталкер?
tell. Curvature of that mag looks like 545. And it's canted to the right, so that's an AN-94. Yep. Muzzle brake gives it away. AN-94. Krinkov, like what I've got, and SKS. Anomaly is that Electro is partially helping me out. Doggone dogs move around in such weird ways.
Chicken.
I'll just have to use my one good condition gun. Ha! Or not. Can't jump while holding it. Which actually makes sense. You probably can't build stacks of things like you can in Half-Life 2. Those look like places you could actually sleep. But if they were, it would say so.
Слушаю тебя.
Послушайте,
Спроси у старшова.
Vadim screw. Vadim screw. Artyom. Well, that looks like a bear suit, but don't quote me on that. The color makes me think that. That makes me think of something that Zim says in an episode of Invader Zim. I'm in a bear suit. Just something random. Screw, and that's the name of a guy from Freedom. I've been playing my duty character Moose for a while now, so I don't remember. Screw is Freedom's technician, right? I'll find out later. I'm in no hurry to go to army warehouses just yet. If NPCs could raid stashes, that would be a good stash to use. Because I don't see how NPCs would be able to get to it. In some mods, NPCs can raid stashes. So you have to be mindful of where you stash stuff. good weapons. Caliber I can't use. Those doomed dogs specifically wanted me, it looked like. Figures. I'm gonna have to miss out on that, all that dog meat. Oh well, screw it. I didn't earn those kills anyway. I forgot to mention, it's a good idea to make a hard save, and I didn't do this. I sort of did, but not in the way that I usually do. Every time you enter a new map for the first time. It's not hugely necessary, but it's a good idea, especially if you're playing an unstable mod that can corrupt your hard saves and your quick saves, which Anomaly 151 has never done that to me. It's only crashed a handful of times over the course of the, I think, 4 years I've been playing it. I could go back and get the rewards for the missions I've already done, but I want to do these things and then go back and turn in all those missions and handle it that way. And those boxes in the truck next to that electro, I'll deal with that later. Now, the moment I go to garbage, or garbage, as the angry video game nerd would say, will those dutiers immediately take out some bandits and do my work for me? I don't like how I have to do this every time in order to make it track the one thing that I want it to track. Makes things unnecessarily difficult. Just what I wanted. Now will I be able to find them in the grass so I can scrounge their stuff? That's something I kind of really wanted to do. Amazed I didn't die from that.
Нет, не буду я с тобой говорить.
Tokarev. 762 Tokarev. I remember when I did my Oblivion Lost 2010 Let's Play eons ago. I re-uploaded it to my current Judson Gaiden channel, but I originally did it years ago, like years and years ago. One of the first weapons I got my mitts on was a TT-33. More 5.7. As a Recon Scout, I can't use any shotguns or sniper rifles or heavy weapons, no belt-fed ordnance, not even standard length assault rifles. It has to be high-proficiency Recon Scout weapons only.
Ну, привет.
But that still gives me good stuff to work with. Should I? No. Too far away.
Вон старший стоит. Так ты к нему обращайся.
I have the option to use fast travel if I feel like it. I might not do Hip's quest line. Might or might not. Not guaranteeing anything just yet. How many did I buy back at 100 revs? I forget. I need 7. I think the more you run, the hungrier you get, right? Because you're burning calories. Another reason for me to not run. Could just sell these to flea market guy. I didn't notice that I got this VOG25 or VOG25 already, and I'm doing a run that prohibits its use. Spetsnaz reload. Now, will I encounter any abominations of demented doom on my way over to the train garage or hangar or depot, etc.? Maybe I should try disguising myself as a bandit. Think I should try that? Do I hear a cat? I think I do. Did it die to the fruit punch? I think it did, yeah. I had a feeling it would be, if there was going to be something, it would be a cat, dog, or boar. And yeah. Because if anyone's going to make use of disguises, it would be the Recon Scout. That would be within the Recon Scout's wheelhouse. Infiltration, sabotage. And that would include the use of planted explosives. So I might give those a whirl later on. Not guaranteeing anything because I've never gotten good results with them. We will just have to see. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to make use of, well, there's a boar over there, any and all pistol caliber weapons with no restriction. But I am going to maintain the restriction that I can't use anything with an integral scope, and that includes the Venturez. Or an integral reflex sight or dot sight, and that includes the, what's it called? FN X45 Tactical. Galloping pig lumps. Oh, there's a boar. Is that boar going to come in here? Well, it's a humanoid, he says. I should be able to take that out with a pistol caliber weapon. I shouldn't be so paranoid. You make decisions and you live with them. And he's already selling this. Probably his overall best, the SPA's 12. In real world practical terms, I'd prefer a Remington 870. It's just rock solid reliability. And do I wipe out the rest of my cash buying this? I might. I should probably put this bandit jacket on in this guy's presence. Notice how that, well, did that actually take up a patch? I didn't really notice. You have to have a patch in order to put a patch on. And if you take the patch off and you don't have any other patches, it disappears. Which is weird. Probably doesn't matter. What are those, gardening gloves? Reminds me of killing them softly. Where did you even come from? I had a feeling, though, didn't I? Not going to have time to do itinerary stuff. That doggone Pumbaa face knew exactly what it was doing. And knew exactly what I was doing, or what I was trying to do. Where did you come from? A lot of good the disguise did me. I don't commonly make use of disguises, and that's why. It's never worked for me. I know there's something like, you can only get so close before they recognize you. Okay, sure. Well, that still makes it too pointless to even bother making use of disguise and infiltration. It never works. For me, anyway. Go pick on the bandits. Almost looks like that's what it's kind of thinking about doing. Can't quite tell. Oh, and I'm not really a bandit. Oh. Yeah, taking this mission was not a good idea. That one bandit that took me out, he's wearing one of those pilfered and refurbished military-looking armors. Military-style armors. See, I was kind of hoping there'd only be like one or two. He already knows that I'm not really a bandit. Well, what's the point of using disguise? That's what I'm saying. There's no point. If even at that distance they can already detect that you're not one of them. This is really optimistic for me to think that I could make shots at that distance. I might have to break out the trashed Krink, despite how trashed it is. Look at my ammo icon. It's displaying 7.62 by 25 instead of 5.45. Fixed. 17.17. I did put the patch back on this, right? Yeah. You're really going to make me take out that boar first, Hopefully without alerting those bandits. They might just think, oh, well, pot shots. Yeah, we hear that all the time in the zone. This is my own fault. I don't have to do this mission. But I kind of want to because, you know, risk, reward, all that sort of thing. I want to get my mitts on an AK-102, which I intend to convert to 5.45. AK-102 converted to 5.45. It's the best rifle in 5.45 that would count as a Recon Scout weapon. What a chore. See, and they know I'm a scientist, referring to me as an egghead, even though I'm wearing pointlessly wearing a bandit jacket. What's the point? I had a feeling he was sneaking up just like that, in just that way, just that spot. Because that's what I would have done. I'm in your head, and you're in mine. Zoinks! They're usually loners or dutiers or somebody protecting this place. That figures. Well, that was a good shot, I'll give you that. I wonder if I could get them to chase me all the way back to the duty checkpoint. Did I mention I really hate the hobo phase? I hate it. And I can't roleplay as a hobo with a shotgun since I'm pretending to be a Recon Scout. He's reloading. That would have been an opportunity to shoot back. Another missed opportunity. Oh, that's some heavy-duty ordnance right there. This guy's gonna be like the mini boss. Mosin Nagant, I think. I'm punching way above my weight. I love the Galil, by the way. No. Kensington trackball. I'm using a Kensington Orbit trackball. Which has a great big mouse wheel. Takes some getting used to. That's what I want. One of these guys has an assaulter's weapon and the other has a sniper's weapon. Jump, 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 come on. Ugh. If you're going to be that difficult, forget it. I'm going to have to flim-flam this guy somehow. Don't make simple things a tedious chore, please. Don't know where his... Maybe he dropped it down there. Is it because a neutral NPC saw me put this on? Is that why it didn't work? Oh, it doesn't matter now. And this is in absolutely trashed condition. And I can't use this. Was there... This'll do. It's fine. And since I managed to pull this off, I'll go ahead and buy that knife. .12-gauge slugs. I don't like that mixed designation, 12 by 76. If you're going to use metric, just make it a full metric designation. For 12-gauge Magnum, that would be 18.5 by 76 millimeter. Standard 12-gauge rounds would be 18.5 by 70 millimeter. Those leaves blowing in the wind. As a fraction of an inch, 18.5 is equivalent to 729 caliber, or you can round up to 73. So a 12 gauge bore is 729 or 73 caliber. But shotgun slugs are contained in a wad, or sabot, so they're a bit slimmer than the bore diameter. A 12 gauge slug is typically something like 675 or 68 caliber, which I think is equivalent to something like 17.3 millimeter. .20 gauge in metric is 15.6 millimeter or 615 caliber. 615 being the bore diameter and not the diameter of the slug. That means the 15 millimeter ball bearings that Artyom uses in the Metro series are fairly close to the size of 20 gauge slugs. And I've already got something to stick in here. I can sell all of those ammos. I don't care how long this first episode goes. My mission for this first episode is to get that barrel suit. Or alternatively, to at least get 7 bottles of vodka. So I can get it. I might have to splurge on a little bit of ammo. Oh, I don't know. I'm an ecologist. I'm supposed to be a pacifist or whatever. Guess I've already failed at being that. I didn't find that one guy's Mosin Nagant, but it's not a big deal. It probably would have had maybe a couple of rounds in it that I could have sold.
Ну рассказывай давай.
If I was playing as a sniper, I definitely would have put more effort into trying to find that. Well, I can stash these. Trying to be mindful of my weight in case there's a blowout or a mission. I hope my audio doesn't fail to record, which it sometimes does, and I don't know what causes that. If that happens, I might just take the footage and edit it, do something with it. Drinking half tea, half lemonade. And it's past its expiration date, but it still tastes fine. Once I have my barrel suit, I'll be oh, let's say 1/3 of the way done with the Hobo phase. Unless you count helmets. Or face gear. Helmets, face gear, etc. All of my favorite armors have headgear incorporated into them. The Exo Helm is the third best in terms of stats, but it's significantly lighter than the Apocalypse Helm. So I tend to favor it over the Apocalypse Helm. But the Spartan Helm has the best stats and is lighter than the Exo Helm, which makes it better than the Exo Helm and the Apocalypse Helm, not just in terms of stats, but also in terms of weight. Speaking of Exo Helm, the classic duty exoskeleton. And by the way, I prefer standard exoskeles over nosorogs. Because the nosorog compared to an exoskele of the same faction, or from the same faction, will have overall better stats, but at the expense of heavier weight and lesser payload. And I would rather sacrifice a little bit of those stats in favor of lighter weight and higher payload. If you're comparing an exoskeleton and a nosorog, and the exoskele has a total of 3 slots and the nosorog has 4, ah shucks, use your own judgment. There it is. I needed 7 and I acquired 8. Oh, I didn't do that. Well, I don't have the ammo to do that anyway. I saw that downward pointing arrow on my mini-map.
Спокойно. Чем могу помочь, сталкер?
That would be you. Excellent. I don't like auto-switching to explosives. And I don't think I'm going to put any limit on what kind of hand grenades I can use. There's a limit on what kind of 40 mils I can use only because the only compact rifle, short barrel rifle, Recon Scout rifle, the only ones that accept grenade launchers except the M203. The Grozha doesn't count. I'm not using bullpups.
Время дорого. Рассказывай.
I'm going by barrel length mostly. Barrel length has to be shorter than 16, and the Grozha has a 16-ish inch barrel. Well, I'm not enemies with I couldn't. See, this would be easy for me to do if I was a bastard, but I'm not. I'm a lawful good Hufflepuff, so I'm not going to do that. Pretend to be a merc, friendly or neutral toward a merc, and then murk him. Not going to do that. And now I have money to buy maybe a little bit of ammo. Or maybe food, water, etc. 17477. Not bad for a hobo. I have half a mind to sell this. I don't think this can actually be used. I'll hold on to that. I think I might add the stipulation that I can't use artifacts. Even though I'm not playing as a dutier, and I'm pretending to be a Recon Scout, and the Recon Scout in Misery is the best at using artifacts. I think I might just use technological gizmos, etc. Why do I keep saying etc.? I will go ahead and sell this. I'll be finding tons and tons of all these sorts of things. Before too long. Keeping this for sure. I think I can hold out a little bit longer before I buy. Or I could just go ahead and... Oh, I kind of want to buy these from my own factional trader. Technician, I mean.
Buy!
So, I'm going to buy ammo for the weapon that I have that's in the best condition currently. Just a little bit. Like maybe 1 or 2 mags worth. By the way, a clip.
Ты рассказывай, с чем пришел.
A clip is a device other than a speed loader, used for loading a magazine or cylinder. Yeah. I accidentally pressed U instead of I, and it made a noise like I was picking something up. I wonder what that was. Oh, decisions. Not geared enough to do any actual artifact hunting just yet. I'm not going to need any light armor repair kits, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that to the guy who will give me the most money for it. See what time it is. 21:27. Since it's not yet midnight, I think I might be able to sneak back to Yantar.
О, привет.
Бывай!
I think I can just get on back there with what I have. Oh, there's another part of me that wants to... I haven't turned in all my missions yet. Yeah, don't forget to do that.
Подходи, сталкер. Для таких, как ты, у меня всегда есть кое-что интересное.
Как жизнь?
Как она? Говорят, например, что артефакт — это бомбы, которые в один прекрасный момент сдетонируют. А так их растащили по лабораториям.
Did I have that
Поговори с барменом.
This sounds like it would be easy enough to do. I've got food and beverage, so I don't need to buy any of that.
Ага, точно. 3-4 таких похода, как вчера. Да если бы еще хабар не хуже. И все. Завязываю с зоной надпись.
Привет, брат.
Probably won't be doing any of those types of missions.
Времени мало.
Здорово, дружище.
Too far north. I'm not geared for that. I'm not geared for that. Too far north. He wanted prototype life support system. I think the thing that I have is a armor slot thing. I'll go ahead and sell this. Normally, I would be really excited to have found a VOG 25 this early. And if it was a NATO type breech loading 40 mil, I would not be selling it. Oh, this is so painful. Ow. But I forced myself to do it. Not going to start buying these until I actually have a launcher. I've noticed that the M203 seems to be... Oh, look at that! He's already selling a Grozia. I think that's how you pronounce it. With a J rather than a Z. By all means, correct me if I'm wrong. 31761. If I did a few more jobs, I'd be able to afford that. And I would have had a 40 mil to go with it. And a handful of 9x39 ammo. Had I not sold it. I'm going to try to trek back to Yantar, sleep, have some breakfast, which will include a drink, and then acquire my first decent armor. Now that's a good looking nighttime skybox. angled slightly downward. So that I'm lighting up the ground in front of me. This is one of my favorite stashes over here. I always make use of it in Shadow of Chernobyl. With or without mods. Certainly in Oblivion Lost, also. Any version. Will I run into cats or something, or dogs? Lurkers maybe, or flesh pigs? I still haven't seen any flesh pigs. I've always wanted to experience the zone as a flesh pig. Can I make it through there again? Checking my battery power for my flashlight. And away we go. Well, that wasn't such a chore now, was it? By the way, once you have a goodwill score of 1,000 with a faction, their trader will sell grenade launchers. Either a GP25 or an M203. I seem to recall finding a bottle of Hercules earlier. Maybe I died to death and... Oh! There's that hot spot. How did I get around that last time? I went up and around here, if I recall. And the sky has gone overcast, no starlight. Well, this is basically an Indiana night. I can't have a flashlight and a Geiger counter out at the same time. Oh, come on, I'm right there. Ugh, what a slog. Did I mention I hate the Hobo phase? Ugh.
Ну, рассказывай давай.
Almost there. Will I make it back, or will I die stupidly to an anomaly? I made it back.
Здоров. Приветствую, Нана.
I could do that army warehouses thing.
Заходите еще.
Chef's notes too. Oh. Well, he took exactly the amount. I I might have been mistaken about that thing I said before. So never mind that.
Подхожу, значит.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, watch this.
Я слушаю.
This is kind of amusing. Sloop? I hear a snork. Play along with the snorks. All right. Well, I'm going to call it for this episode. I'm making progress toward achieving unhobodom. Yeah, I'm coining that term. Unhobodom. All one word. Baril 5M. Till next time. Catch you on the flip side.